Meanwhile, religious leaders and congregants in the counties of Nairobi, Kajiado, Kiambu, Machakos and Nakuru will now be forced to revert back to online worship in a move that is expected to impact the upcoming Easter and Ramadan celebrations. The Interfaith Council for National Response to the Coronavirus Pandemic, while clarifying the President's directive, said there will be no in-person worship in the 5 counties listed under the disease-infected area, adding that only 15 persons will be allowed in the online worship.
It will not be business as usual for residents of Nairobi, Kajiado, Kiambu, Machakos and Nakuru counties, who will now be forced to celebrate Easter and Ramadan indoors without the usual pomp and color at religious gatherings. In a raft of measures issued by the Interfaith Council for National Response to Coronavirus Pandemic following the directives given by President Uhuru Kenyatta in his 26th March address to the nation, in-person worship is prohibited in all the counties categorized under the disease-infected area, which include Nairobi, Kajiado, Kiambu, Machakos and Nakuru counties for the period of the restriction.
That all physical and in-person as well as congregational worship in all places of worship in the counties of Nairobi, Kajiado, Machakos, Kiambu, and Nakuru stands suspended until otherwise notified.
Places of worship in these areas are therefore required to revert to online worship, which will be organized by not more than 15 people. The service should not exceed 1 hour and should be on the weekly day of worship. In the meantime, religious communities with their leaders have been advised to find innovative ways to continue giving hope, especially to the sick or bereaved, as well as spiritual and human support to the congregants using the available means of communication. The directives will also apply even for the holy celebrations of Easter, Ramadan and Hindu feasts that fall within the period of restrictions. In the regions where restrictions have not been imposed, they will continue with in-person worship, but with strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols issued earlier. All the elderly persons over 65 years and those with comorbidities have been encouraged to worship from home.
Ilikuwa imefika wakati hata wananchi wenyewe katika nchi ya Kenya wanaomba na wanaona ni heri serikali iweke mikakati kufunga mahali kwingine kwa sababu ugonjwa ulikuwa umeenda sana wa COVID. Kwa hivyo sisi kama kanisa tumeunga mkono rais na tutaendelea kumuunga mkono kuona kwamba yale yote ambayo amesema yafanywe yameweza kufanywa.
Meanwhile, domestic and international tourists who are in different parts of Kenya and need to go back home via Nairobi have until midday on Monday, 29th March 2021 to do so. Under the new travel guidelines issued by the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, all domestic flights will cease from Monday 29th March 2021 at midday. Tourists who are on transit and need to visit offerings outside Nairobi have until Monday 29th of March 2021, after which they will be confined into Nairobi. International flights have not been affected, but those coming into the country must present a negative COVID-19 certificate acquired not more than 96 hours prior to arrival into the country. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Safin Aching Ouma.